So, hopefully by now you've established your Twitter advertising goals. Now it's time to create a campaign, and the first step is deciding on a campaign type. There are 6 types of Twitter ad campaigns, also referred to as objectives. These include website traffic ads, Twitter following ads, tweet engagement ads, video view ads, brand awareness ads, and app installs. Depending on your goals, you might end up using just one, a few, or even all of these ad types at some point. We'll take a closer look at each ad type right now. First, one of the most common Twitter ad types is website clicks or website traffic. This is more or less exactly what it sounds like. Use this ad type to send traffic from Twitter to your website, a squeeze page, sales page, e-commerce store, or a piece of content like a blog post or article. For your ad creative, you can use either a website card or other media, or even just a textual tweet. Ideally, you'll want to include a very clear call to action in your ad to encourage people to not only click, but also to follow through with certain actions on your website or page. With website clicks, you're setting your bidding and budget in accordance with how many clicks you get to your website. Any other benefits you gain from this ad, such as followers, retweets, likes, and so on, are completely free. Website click ads work great when combined with conversion tracking. Simply place your Twitter website tag, which is the name Twitter uses for their tracking pixels, on the appropriate page for the type of action you're tracking. For example, if you're collecting leads, place your code on the thank you page. The number of people tracked as arriving on that page tells you how many people filled out your lead form. We'll discuss more about conversion tracking and analysis later. For now, just know it's a good idea to have a website tag on as many of your pages as possible so you can make use of that information later on. Next, there's tweet engagement ads. Tweet engagement campaigns are an excellent way to boost your reach and the number of people interacting with and sharing your content. You can either create an ad creative for this purpose, or you can choose to use an existing organic tweet. Basically, a tweet engagement ad campaign promotes these tweets to a bigger, targeted audience that you otherwise wouldn't reach organically. Rather than painstakingly try to organically network your way in front of the perfect audience on Twitter, you can have any tweet appear in front of your ideal target audience right there in their Twitter newsfeeds. These tweets look and behave exactly like normal tweets, except that they have a small label on them that says promoted. This native look and feel really helps increase the amount of engagements you can expect to receive. In the case of tweet engagement campaigns, you're basically paying Twitter for every time a person interacts with your tweet in any way. This includes retweets, replies, likes, and pretty much any other interaction a person may have with your promoted tweet. Next, there's the increase followers campaign type. Twitter followers can be super valuable for your business. Unlike Facebook, where the percentage of your followers who see your organic posts is very small, with Twitter, your followers can pretty much be expected to see all your tweets. For that reason alone, the increase followers ad type can be very beneficial. Customers who follow you on Twitter are much more likely to become customers and advocates of your brand. According to Twitter's own research, 75% of consumers feel better about small and medium-sized businesses after following them on Twitter, and 69% have purchased from a business because of Twitter content once or more. This campaign promotes your actual Twitter account rather than the individual tweets to a target audience that you think might be interested in your brand. It does so by featuring your account in places like the Who to Follow panel and their home timeline. In this case, you'll be paying Twitter based on instances of people choosing to follow you. This can be an easy and relatively inexpensive way to accelerate your follower growth and significantly boost your organic reach. Next, there's brand awareness ads. Awareness campaigns can be incredibly helpful in getting your brand name or identity in front of as many eyeballs as possible, and ultimately drive better awareness for your business. This can be especially useful when you're a newer brand and you're looking for a quick boost in name recognition within your target market, niche, or industry. The ad in this case can be any typical promoted tweet, meaning text only or text and media, but the real difference is in what you're paying for. Rather than paying for specific actions taken by users on your tweets, you're paying for impressions. An impression is any time a tweet is made visible in someone's newsfeed. The great thing about this model is that impressions are dirt cheap. 1,000 impressions will typically cost you anywhere from a few dollars to $12, depending on things like targeting. The downside is that impressions come and go very quickly and don't necessarily produce direct ROI or results. A person could literally scroll or swipe past your tweet, barely noticing it, and that would count as one impression. If your goal is to get your brand in front of as many people as possible in a short amount of time, then this would be fine, because people would at least be getting exposed to your logo or image, even if they're not stopping to learn more. Just don't expect a ton of engagements or clicks from these tweets, although you'll get a little bit and it doesn't cost you extra. After that, there's video views, also known as promoted video. Video view ads are exactly what they sound like. You're exposing your video to as much of your target audience as possible and paying Twitter for each time a person watches that video. This is very powerful because videos on Twitter are shown to drive the highest recall and emotional connection of any digital platform, according to business.twitter.com. Another recent addition that makes this advertising tool even more powerful is the autoplay feature, which causes your video ad to automatically start playing with no sound as users scroll past it in their timelines. This dramatically boosts interactions and views. Now, since you're lining Twitter's pockets, they allow you more freedom with videos than organic video tweets. File size can be huge, but they recommend you keep it under 1 GB. Maximum length is typically 2 minutes and 20 seconds, but you're allowed to ask them directly for up to 10 minutes and they might approve you for that. Frame rate should be 29.97 or higher, and videos ideally should be at least 720p resolution or higher for that nice crisp look. Keep in mind, they're trying to keep Twitter timelines pretty. Twitter recommends you have a good CTA or call to action in the textual part of your tweet, namely a CTA explaining why they should watch your video. This will encourage people to stop as they're swiping or scrolling by and actually take time to view. They also recommend you get the meat and potatoes of your message out clearly in the first 15 seconds and keep the rest of your message short and sweet. Now, a quick warning here. Twitter considers any instance of autoplay in the timeline at 50% view, lasting 2 seconds or more, to be a chargeable video view. This isn't terrible, and in fact most platforms are starting to lean towards this form of charging. But it's important to note because it means you'll be paying even if people don't unmute or click to enlarge your video. This shouldn't discourage you, but just be aware of it when you're establishing your budget and your bidding. Last but not least, there's app installs and app re-engagement. This is a very powerful feature of Twitter advertising. This only applies to you if you have a mobile app of some sort, and if you do, you can create a promoted tweet that actually connects to your app on the App Store and pay Twitter for each time a person installs your app on their device. Beyond that, if you're looking to get more people to open that app later on, you can create Twitter ads that cause the app to open up on their device. This can be a great way to keep your mobile audience thinking about your brand or engaging with your software or content. You can choose to pay Twitter for clicks to install or for actually completed installations. And of course, you can pay them for clicks to open the app in the case of the app re-engagement ads. So, now that you've got a handle on creating Twitter ads, how do you ensure they're performing as well as they could, and how do you capitalize on that traffic you just paid good money for? That's what we'll be covering in the next section.